Welcome to the final in-season defensive film study. We'll get a bowl game going though, and we're going to talk the Texas A&M game and the defense rose up from the ashes. Played some man, played good coverage, good pass rush, uh, stifled their run game, all of that. So it was really, really enjoyable. But before we talk about that, I want to see you over on Inside Texas. $1 for your first week. We'd love you to join the number one community in the universe currently, top of the rankings. All right, boys, let's get right to it. All right, everyone. First things first, first quarter, 2nd and 4, 3:56 on the clock. Ball is on Texas's 40 right here. And this is going to be the McDonald flag. But what it's able to do is they're going to run off the corner here, and then they're going to send a wheel in motion. He's going to catch the ball. And so we're going to break that down here. But this is a good example that if you give Marcel Reed advantaged play like this, a guy in motion, and it's a single read and it's right there, he'll hit it. Texas didn't let him do that a bunch, and that's why he got shut down. And that's a good example. But we'll also see what happens after the play. Jet will accuse the ref of a tad bit of softness here. You're going to get Craver go across. That's a fast player. They're going to give action in the backfield, both to 17. The tight end is doing some type of run action, as well as the back getting the fake here as they send the wheel out. Wheel is out. He pulls, quick pull. He's wide open here. It's good design.
Good design play.
Yeah. And then if it's wide open like that, Reed will hit it, and he's able to do that. Let's go down, tackle. Now, here's the moment of truth. If you watch it in real time, I don't know why the ref throws this. Boom. Now, McDonald's a little curious. He looks right at the ref, which also, if I'm a player, I'm teaching y'all, don't look right at the ref. That's admitting that you think you did so. Like after DPI, the DB turns his back and looks right at the ref. It's like, go, all right, man. No, that's admission of guilt. But that flag was a little bit ticky-tack. But still, man, you can't risk that in the red zone. But, Jet, what are your thoughts there on that beautiful flag?
First of all, obviously, we sent a message here. Jelani's sending a message. You can see Colin dropping out of the frame there. You got a defensive end covering the flats. I mean, we're not the best at coverage. That's why we're big rushing the passers. So that's if you want to look at X's and O's and who's supposed to be there, you can always just tic tac of that. But it's a good concept. It's a follow, different type of follow concept, type of mid seam into the boundary. Good by number one, honestly, sitting down and not keep running. But at the end of the day, we'll take it. I mean, they're not going to get much yardage. It's kind of a bend don't break concept here. And at the end of the day, we delivered a message that we think we're bigger, badder, and we're big brother. And ultimately, that's going to be a more impactful than them just gaining about 10, 12 yards. You know what I mean? I'd rather them gain 10, 12 yards and us be like, hey, what's up? I'm still better than you. Let's play ball.
I think the psychological factor, right? Like you don't love it in the red zone, but this is first quarter. This is letting you know you're coming to play. Craver's a fast receiver, but a smaller guy. He's been banged up. First things you might want to send that message like Jelani did. And then you'll see Craver gets up kind of like, come on, man. Like, come on. Not a lot of great vibes from him. So I think the message sent. But rule number one, Jelani, don't immediately look at the ref as soon as you do it. It's an admission of guilt. Drew, what'd you think about this play?
Oh, what was funny is a couple things from a physical standpoint. I was in the stand with Aggies, and they were kind of throwing their hands up like, "Oh yeah, that's a flag." I was like, "Dude, he weighs $130. Like, get big. Like, this is not what you want to see your player. This is not what you want to have done to your players. Yes, take your flag, but this is not what you were expecting today." I think the other thing there with this one is I was just looking at the concept. I was like, yo, if they're in cover 3, that's a beater. If they're in cover 2, there's a window. Like, regardless of the concept, regardless of the coverage here, I was like, okay, like this one read is still like a well drawn up, just based on our formation. I mean, we know we're in zone. Look at where Roberson is down on the hash. There's no reason for him to be down there if we're not in zone. So we're in zone. It's obvious. Everybody in the world knows. But it's just there's a natural window that's going to kind of end up in the same spot that it would whether you're cover 2 or cover 3. So I just thought that was kind of cool. But also for fans, like people who are watching film, you wonder, like, how does this play happen? It's just like, well, sometimes a perfect play is called. and the perfect coverage, and you just got to keep playing ball. Like, it doesn't mean you suck. It doesn't mean you're great. It's just, I mean, there's some things that could be done different here. But all in all, like, plays like this are going to happen too. And yeah, you just want to get the tackle cleanly and yeah, run from there. But yeah, the concept stood out to me as well as just come on, man, get physical.
Second quarter, 1st and 10, 11:27 on the clock. Ball on A&M's 37. You're going to see some good sealed edge play here as they are in a 3-by-1, and they're going to run it this way, and then we're going to fit our gaps well. And we've had some problems with holding the edge. Simmons also runs right around too at the bottom of your screen here. But LaFau gets to where he's supposed to be. So does Trey. Our players will nitpick the speed and technique into which they did it. They're allowed to do that. But I'm just happy we fit our gaps on the edge because we haven't done that consistently. So we're able to get to the back and short yardage there. So you guys want to go to end zone, or is there anything from the wide that catches your eye first?
No, just I just like that you pointed out that it's 3-by-1 because that's about to break down this whole play essentially. Just remembering that it's 3-by-1.
Cool. Go ahead and break it down.
All right, here we go. So number 8, Trey, is actually going to do a great job realizing he's in a bit of a sticky situation at the Mike linebacker in a 3-by-1 here. So his duty right now, essentially, before he makes the check, is he has to take care of the B gap and essentially take 3 out if it comes to that. If this number 17 was going to run a 5-yard out, so that's a bit of a tough job to do both of those.
Yeah.
So what he's going to do?
Why even do that?
Exactly. Well, this is what we do in X's and O's. That's how it mashes up. So what he's going to do is he's going to go to Lance and he's going to go tell him, hey, go do a B gap stunt, whatever you want to call it, blood, blast, banana. I don't care. Choose a B word and put it in there. He's going to do a B gap stunt. That makes him take the C gap, which is a little confusing here because you'd think he'd know that because he just made the check. But he had said to keep the outside leverage, which is fine. Leona takes the top, but essentially, Trey could just shoot a shot right here in the C gap. Leona could scrape over the top, and then you have Jelani flying downhill, and it would probably be made sooner rather. They probably wouldn't gain as many yards as they do here. The way number 8 plays it, not the worst. I mean, he makes a good check. And they're very aware of what's going on. But they get the ball down. It's not a big gain at the end of the day. But people don't realize how much of an impact that pre-check is going to have and how much easier it's going to make job actually. So that's a great job, pre-snap by number 8. Would love to see him just go shoot his shot if he knows it's going to be bouncing outside like that. But overall, just love to see that we're paying attention pre-snap and we're making the right adjustments.
Good stuff. Drew, what are you thinking?
It's just funny. Just what stands out to me here, just there's different levels of player recognition of what's going on. So if you go back, you see how fast Colin sees that puller, and he's coming across the formation. And 18, he doesn't see it as cleanly. And those are the types of differences. And when you talk about what you're watching on film, what you're seeing, how you're seeing players recognize things. If 18 notices that as quickly as 1, maybe he's coming downhill even faster.
Making the play probably.
Because there's no reason to hang back. You have your A gap occupied, you have your B gap occupied. Like, you should know and go. Like, you're going now. So it just takes some time to just get there and get downhill and scrape off that edge, which the play was designed to take advantage of some vulnerability there, but at some point, you just want to see some recognition quicker there. And not to be negative at all on this, it was played well, and it's a part of it. But just there's certain things that that stand out that make you say, when you're looking at film, when you're watching players play, when you're watching recognition and then reaction to it, it's just certain things you want to see get cleaned up or just happen quicker. Just because that's the difference in a lot of plays, just player recognition. So sometimes I feel like 18 waits until he's sure, then he goes. And it's just like sometimes how more sure do you need to be? So all good stuff, though. We played the run consistently well.
Are you ready to love your kitchen and bathroom again? Luxe Kitchen and Bath will bring that to life. Luxe has been offering high-end kitchen and bathroom remodels for 3 generations throughout the greater Austin area. With 5-star review after 5-star review on Google and Facebook and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can put your faith in Luxe Kitchen and Bath's award-winning designers and skilled craftspeople to bring your dream vision to life. But that's not all. Luxe's all-star team also provides full home remodels, large additions, and even commercial build-outs as well. So call Luxe Kitchen and Bath at 833-358-LUXE today, or visit luxekitchenbath.com to discover where quality meets luxury and begin the process of transforming your home. Get your free quote today by calling 833-358-LUXE. That's LUXE, or by visiting luxekitchenbath.com. Contact info is in the description. All right, another second quarter, 1st and 10, 8:55 is on the clock. Ball's on Texas's 17. Run stuff here. You're going to watch number 44, Travis Shaw. I don't know if it's the center or the guard. We'll see here. He just ragdolls him right into the waiting arms of Ethan Burke. Love all this kind of stuff, especially when we're seeing it in the red zone when you got to bow up. So we were just playing more physical than these guys. And, it was a big factor in the third quarter. This is the second, but in the third quarter, you start seeing that defense, like they were just totally on the back foot, disengaged, looking nervous and confused. This isn't how the rest of the season felt when we were beating up on worse teams. I thought that was a big factor, and I know Jet has a story to share for us as well at some point. But let's watch this first. Number 44, yoinks, and sends the back right to Ethan Burke, and we'll see the end zone where you can see it more clearly, but excellent play here. All right. Number 44, check this out. And it is the center. So he peeks, looks at his gap, throws him out of the way. We still have, more importantly, Trey Moore there.
Hold him.
Yeah. So we're still gap sound. It's not just a cool play. It's cool and works, right?
Yeah.
That's important. But just a nice play by Shaw here to kind of break it.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Or Jet, would you like to share your story with the class, man?
Yeah, I would love to share my story. So I was watching the game. Texas A&M was actually up in the second quarter. This was actually after Marcel Reed had gone down with a little injury or a little, whatever he tweaked. I'm always glad that, I don't like seeing people get hurt. So I was glad to see that he could play. But I saw they were driving down, maybe, middle of the second. Marcel was fighting for a couple yards and nothing serious, just kind of maybe on our just past our midfield. And all he is trying to get like 1 or 2 extra yards. And he gets stuck up by, I think, Littleton or one of our DBs. And they're kind of just stuck and they're trying to push to gain and fight for an extra yard or 2 or push him back. And then we have bang, bang, bang. We got 3 or 4 Longhorns. White helmets to the ball is what we say. White helmets to the ball. We're all in our pursuit mode and we go bang, bang, bang. We get like 3 licks. And there's one, I know for a fact, lineman from A&M who runs over and tries to join the fight. But I swear on you, every single other lineman was sitting 5 yards away and just watching this happen. None of them tried to come and fight for extra yards. They were more concerned about, we need to save our energy and, because this is going to be a long game, or we're Texas A&M and we're number 3 in the country and we should be able to do it. I don't know what their idea is, but I could tell you what, they didn't want it bad enough. We have 3 or 4 white hats flying to the ball. Y'all got one who is your quarterback, and he's the only one giving a damn. And you got 1 lineman joining in out of 5. I mean, that's just not a good look at the end of the day. And very questionable in terms of how much they believe in themselves and how bad they really wanted this game in general. It really just didn't feel like they did as somebody being super close to their sideline. I just, I was looking across. We were full of energy. They did not have very much. They did not fight for their quarterback, which is extremely interesting. So that was my take. And then after that, I kind of settled down and wasn't really too worried about the future of the game because I thought we had it in the bag, even though we were down by 7 or 3 or whatever it was. I just could tell we wanted it more.
Yeah. I noticed it in the third, but you had an earlier beat than me. Those little moments, they do matter whenever you catch them. Drew, you picked this clip, correct? So what'd you like here?
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, I mean that's what stood out to me. You know, A&M's line is supposed to be a difference maker, and honestly, I think they had opportunities throughout the day, no question. But these two players have different mentalities, and then just the way this is addressed. Like one is flat-footed and not firing out, gets overextended, and that's how he gets tossed like that. I mean that's how that happens. But our guy, 44, had an opportunity to just kind of take that block and hold his gap. It's like, no, it's a time to be violent. It's a time to be violent with your hands. This is what you want to put on film. If the NFL's watching, if the next team is watching, this is the stuff you want to put on film. If you're Texas, if you're A&M and you're going to the college football playoff and you're going to see some people who see this on film, yeah, man, it's some dogs out there too. I know they hadn't really played any this year, considering the schedule situation. Well, South Carolina had one that ate them alive, but yeah, this is stuff you want to see on film. So really good film for 44 here. But yeah, nothing like seeing your DT be disruptive and actually impact and influence a play that it forces an offense to kind of on the fly have to make adjustments because they weren't expecting this to be blown up that way. So the more disruptive our defensive tackles can continue to be in doing things like this, moving the line of scrimmage into their backfield, it creates chaos on their end, and so their plays they move away from. So yeah, great stuff here.
Jet, any technique stuff or anything that catches your eye here?
Just love the physicality. Burke split in two. He's just staying active hands, active feet. Goes makes the play because 44 did his job. It's just a lot of good complementary football up front.
All right, we have second quarter, 3rd and 12 here. 7:20 on the clock. They're in the red zone on Texas 19. You're going to see some man coverage here, and they're going to switch release at the top of your screen right here. And you got Craver, and I don't know if this is Concepcion right here, but a rare moment to shout out Roberson. He gets a lot of flack because he does a lot of dumb stuff, like gets a lot of dumb penalties and stuff like that. But the coaches really like Roberson, and it's because he's a hell of an athlete. If we can just get him to clean up the mental stuff, he can make plays. And so they stick him on, I think it's Concepcion here, and he's going to have to carry Concepcion way over on a pick route and everything, and he still makes the play. So this is Texas playing man coverage, which we asked for. And he should get knocked off his route there because you can see they run two guys right between them. But Roberson has makeup speed even against these A&M really athletic receivers, and he's able to close and stop a first down on a long 3rd down. So shout out Roberson. We're pretty tough on you on this here channel, but we'll give you credit there. Drew, I believe, yeah, you grabbed this one, Drew.
Yeah, man. I love seeing man coverage down here. I mean, we zone so much, and these receivers know how to sit down in zones, or there's windows that are always going to come through in the zones. So being able to play man, just it changes everything because it gives you some number of advantages across the line of scrimmage. You get a chance to it just gives some more freedom to the D line, and you have some help in the inside. But what I appreciate most is the assertiveness with it, the aggression here. There was no question where this route was going, and sometimes you just say this is a great DB, or did he know what was going on? You don't see any guessing. You don't see him staring at the quarterback. He knows their separation. He already knows where this route's going. This is football. This is beautiful. When you know where a route is going, there's only so many routes you have there. This guy's not stopping to sit. He knows he's in man. He's sprinting across the field. You should have that same bit of aggression. So this is so I appreciate the aggression, but also appreciate when he makes contact, he drives his feet, doesn't give up any leaky yardage, and puts them back in the field goal position. I mean, they end up kicking a field goal here, but just a great opportunity to get off the field as our offense was still kind of getting rolling.
Well, and here's the thing here too. Like Roberson's a damn good athlete, and if this is a slower player or this player gets picked by this route, you'll see there's no one to this side of the field. So this guy, and this is what A&M's done all season, he'll catch it and he'll turn up for the touchdown. So it's also just Roberson being an athlete, because you'll see right here, you're in a danger zone. If you don't get there, he can catch and turn up, and Roberson does not allow that. So credit to him for making a nice play. Jet.
Yeah, I can't emphasize enough how great Warren did here. Really proud of that guy. Played with him. He's awesome. Obviously, we can clean up some MAs, but definitely a lot of excitement when he does a lot of good things, and he's a great athlete. So, but other than that, you can't emphasize that he pretty much just does his thing and makes his play. Everybody else does their job as well. But the one thing I'll say is, I guess to any high school football coaches listening, anybody else that really likes X's and O's, and the only thing I have to say is, how do I know mesh is coming? It's just like, if you have all your eligibles inside the numbers, it's going to be mesh every single time. It's actually called railroad when the running back runs a wheel. So what's going to happen here is the tight end's going to sit down over the stop, over the middle of the field. That's going to be your first read. Concepcion's going to be your second, and your third is going to be the railroad, the running back. And so the quarterback can just go middle, right, like down to the right. And exactly. And so it's a typical man beater. So that's a great job by our defense, because this play is designed for us for it to work against man. And just shout out Warren, just knowing that, and he still makes the play. So shout out Warren.
Just being an athlete, man. He doesn't get a lot of credit in the season, so it was nice to see Roberson on the tape. Shout out, man.
Beautiful.
All right, got the win. That's what we wanted to see. Defense played really well. We'll see what it means going forward, and hopefully it's a fun matchup in the bowl. We'll see about playoffs, but we'll have one more week of conference games at that point. Maybe something will happen there, but I don't know. We'll see for the bowl game, and then of course we're going to keep the show going. We're going to do breakdowns of certain players, turn it into a podcast, talk football, what it's like to actually be a player, all that stuff. So keep on tuning in, and make sure you join Inside Texas, $1 for your first week. Would love to see you over there. Have a wonderful day, everyone, and later.